Credit for the information found in this video, along with various other forms of content, were all inspired by or derived from Sweetwater Sound. Check out Sweetwater's vast assortment of guitar pickups by clicking the first link in the description below. Whether you're new to the guitar or have been playing for years, when it comes to guitar pickups and all the different choices and configurations, it's certainly not uncommon to have some questions. Like, what's the difference between a single coil and a humbucker? How do pickups even work? And why do some pickups look the same but sound so different? These are all normal questions for anyone curious about gear, and knowing the answers is really important for guitar players of all levels. Most guitar players care more about how their guitar sounds than the technical stuff about electromagnetism. But understanding how pickups work and the different types available will help you make better decisions when choosing your gear. So whether you really like the sound of a single coil or you're a fan of humbuckers, or if you're still figuring out what makes them different, this video is all you need to learn everything there is to know about guitar pickups. A guitar pickup is like the ear of an electric guitar. It's the first thing that listens to the guitar strings moving and vibrating, and it turns those movements into an electrical signal. This signal goes to the amplifier, making the guitar sound louder. Pickups can be found between the end of the fingerboard and the bridge of the guitar. In the past, guitars usually only had one pickup, but now most guitars have 2 to 3. So why would you want more than one pickup? Well, when you pluck a string near the bridge, it sounds different than plucking it near where the fingerboard meets the body. Multiple pickups are like having different ears in different places on the guitar. They give you lots of different sounds to choose from, enabling the guitar to create many different kinds of music. Guitar pickups are like small machines with 3 main parts: magnets, which can be pole pieces, bar magnets, or both, coiled wire, and the parts that hold them together. These parts work together to make a special device that makes your guitar strings magnetic and then captures the movements of those strings. When you hit a string, the magnetic string makes an electric signal in the coil, turning the string's movement into a weak electric sound that can get louder with an amplifier. This process is called electromagnetic induction, and it's used in things like microphones and speakers too. If you're really interested in the details, like magnets and wire, you can read more about how guitar pickups work in an excellent Sweetwater article called How Do Guitar Pickups Work? It explains pickup parts and a bit about the history of electromagnetic induction. You can find a link to that article in the description box below. When you're shopping for pickups, focus on 3 important things: how the pickup is physically designed, or how big it is, the type of magnet it uses, and the impedance, which is like a measure of resistance in ohms. There are other things to think about, like the kind of wire or how it's made, but these 3 things are quite important and make up the main sound of any pickup. Let's start with passive pickups. Passive pickups don't require any source of external power. They can be separated into 2 categories: single coils and humbuckers. Single coil and humbucking pickups can differ dramatically in tone depending on their design. Single coil pickups are often found on guitars like Fender and vintage-style Gibsons. People like them because they create a balanced, clear sound with a quick and lively tone. But there's a small problem: they can sometimes make a humming noise. This happens because single coil pickups act a bit like antennas, picking up extra signals from the air. Now you might wonder, why do guitarists still use them if there are pickups that don't make that humming noise? Well, it's all about the sound. Single coil pickups are famous for their special tones, like the twangy sound of a Telecaster or the jangly sound of a Rickenbacker high gain. Lots of music styles like country and rock, funk, indie, and alternative love the bright and lively sound of a single coil pickup. So even though they might hum a bit, many guitarists think it's worth it to get those classic sounds. Most guitarists are well aware of the powerful Stratocaster and Telecaster single coil pickups, but the cool thing is, there are even more types of single coil pickups to discover if you're up for exploring something different. For example, there's the Jazzmaster pickup, which has a more full-bodied sound. Or you can try the Seymour Duncan's special lipstick tube pickups, which produce a thinner and more jangly tone. There are lots of variations of single coil pickups to check out. Now on to humbuckers, which happen to be my favorite type of pickup. What happens when you put 2 single coil pickups close together? You get a humbucker, a special kind of pickup with 2 coils that were designed to cancel out the humming of a single coil. These coils are connected one after the other, and the second coil's pole pieces are turned upside down. This makes the two coils work against each other, and it stops the humming and unwanted noises. Also, because of the way they are connected, humbuckers usually make the guitar sound louder and have a fuller, richer, and warmer tone compared to a regular single coil pickup. Humbuckers are all but essential for playing loud and heavy music like metal and hard rock. And don't forget that they're resistant to hum. But humbuckers aren't just for loud stuff. Some humbuckers, like the PAF on old-style Les Pauls and ES335s, can create some of the most desirable clean tones one might be after. Many guitars even have both a humbucker and a single coil pickup to give you the best of both worlds. A loud and heavy sound and a clear and smooth sound, all in one guitar. Now let's talk about another type of pickup, the P90. P90s are basically single coil pickups in the technical sense, but they represent the middle ground between single coils and humbuckers. That's kind of why they reside in their own category. Even though P90s can produce the same humming noise as regular single coils, they're known for creating a deeper and fuller sound. They're commonly touted for having a strong mid-range with punchy lows and a higher output when compared to most other single coil pickups. P90s can work in all kinds of music, from rockabilly and hard rock to smooth jazz and country. They're one of the most flexible pickups you can find. Keeping in mind that passive pickups don't require any external power, active pickups require an onboard amplifier that needs an external power source, usually consisting of a 9-volt battery. Why the battery? Because active pickups, whether single coil or humbucking, are essentially very low output magnet pickups, enhanced with a powered preamp. And because they come with an active preamp, active pickups make the guitar signal stronger than regular pickups. They also reduce unwanted noise. These pickups offer a ton of clarity and higher definition sounds. They even work well with really long guitar cables without losing any sound quality. Guitars with active pickups also offer far greater built-in tone shaping possibilities than any passive pickup. Active pickups are loved by both players who want super clean sounds and by metalheads who want crushingly heavy tones. Some newer pickup makers, like Fishman, are even changing how active pickups are made to create multiple voices, like in the Fishman Fluence series, leaving you with endless tone possibilities. Another important part of a pickup is the magnet it uses. The two most common are Alnico and ceramic. These magnets can be used in various pickups, but you'll notice some patterns in how they sound. Pickups for metal and rock music usually use ceramic magnets, while players that want a more classic sound go for Alnico magnets. Here's a rundown of some various Alnico magnets you may come across. People in the guitar world often like to use the word vintage, and many players think that pickups with Alnico 2 magnets really do have an old-fashioned sound. These pickups have a very smooth and warm character. Alnico 2 is the second weakest type of Alnico magnet used in guitars. They make the bassy notes sound open and the higher notes sound rounded and smooth. Alnico 3 magnets have a sound with clear and bright highs, smooth lows, and rich mid-tones. They are the weakest type of Alnico magnets. They share some vintage qualities with Alnico 2, but Alnico 3 gives the highs a sharper and brighter sound. Gibson chose Alnico 3 when making their custom humbucker pickups, which are known for being closely related in sound to the legendary PAF humbucker from the 1950s. Out of all the different variations of Alnico, Alnico 5 is probably the most popular. It's used in both single coil and humbucker pickup designs. It gives players a firm low end, even mid-range, exceptional high-end clarity, and is louder than almost any other Alnico magnet. Because it's louder, it's often used in the bridge position in most guitars, but there are many great Alnico 5 neck pickups as well. While more modern pickups typically use Alnico 5 magnets, Alnico 5 has been commonly used for Fender, Gibson, and many other historic guitar makers since the late 1950s. The last version of Alnico I'll cover today is the Alnico 8. It's actually quite rare to find a guitar pickup built with Alnico 8 magnets, and when it comes to overall output or volume, the Alnico 8 is king. It combines the power of a ceramic magnet with the warm and lively tone that Alnico fans love. Usually you'll find Alnico 8 magnets in guitars made for modern metal, shred, and other types of high-gain music. And since I mentioned ceramic, which is the other most commonly used pickup magnet, ceramic magnets are just as important and useful as old-school Alnico magnets. In fact, many metal, hard rock, and shred players prefer ceramic magnet pickups. For example, the DiMarzio Super Distortion, the Seymour Duncan Dimebucker, and the Active EMG 81 all use high-output ceramic magnets. Ceramic magnet pickups tend to provide a tight bass response, fierce mid-range, and a very hot output. To wrap things up, let's talk a little about pickups for acoustic guitars. There are two main types of acoustic pickups, and those are magnetic sound hole pickups and transducer pickups. Magnetic sound hole pickups work a lot like the pickups on electric guitars. They can be single coil or humbucking, but there's an important thing to remember. These pickups need strings with steel cores. Remember electromagnetic induction? So if your guitar has nylon strings, this kind of pickup won't work well at all. Magnetic sound hole pickups can usually be fitted on any acoustic guitar without making any permanent modifications, and they provide a tone that many guitarists find closer to an electric guitar than an unplugged acoustic. Transducer pickups, commonly known as piezo pickups, are generally seated beneath your guitar's saddles or placed on the underside of your guitar. Transducer pickups convert the physical vibrations of your acoustic guitar into electric signals, offering tone that many guitarists find more organic sounding than magnetic pickups. Many high-end transducer pickups come paired with a built-in microphone to achieve the most authentic sounding acoustic electric tones possible. And that's it. Well, at least when it comes to this guitarist's knowledge of pickups. Thanks so much for watching, and if you found this information useful, please consider hitting that like button and becoming a part of my music community by subscribing to my channel. I'm Rob Arnold, and I hope to see you back for another video.